Ascended gear should be your first endgame goal after full exotic, no matter what other people say. You will need if you wanna progress in fractals and of course if you wanna get into decent raid group. At Wiki you can find that Ascended have only 5% stats advantage over exotic. Majority of people will assume that 5% more stats equal 5% more DPS and therefore it's not worth getting. But there are a bit more variables in this equation. For example, commonly used Ascended Berserker gear with all related infusions, traits, buffs, runes and sigils can have over 20% higher DPS than exotic. There are multiple ways how to get particular parts, and also obtaining of some stat combos can be very expensive in certain ways, so I will mention only cheaper ones. You should start in low fractals with farming daily chests. Those are very high chance to drop rings and sometimes even weapons, armor and other trinkets. At the beginning, take just whatever stat you drop and put some Agony resistance in it so you can continue to higher fractal dailies. Daily chest also drops pristine fractal relics where you can change at vendor for rings with preferred stats. Accessories are a bit harder to obtain. If you are unlucky with drops, there are basically two ways how to get stats you want. You can pay 40 laurels from your daily login rewards and 50 ectos, or you can join decent guild, participate on weekly guild missions, obtain some guild commendations and buy trinkets with those. Both will take about 2 months to achieve. Amulets can be also bought with laurels, but do it in World Battles World, where it's 10 laurels cheaper in exchange for a few extra badges of honor. There are also 2 amulets with selectable stats and both are quite easy to get. First, Mordrem Loop is reward for completing all achievements in Heart of Thorns Story Act 4. And second, Vial of Salt is just matter of combining few crafting materials in Mystic Forge. Few stat combos you can get only through achievements. Majority aren't useful except Sinisterous for condition based builds. You can unlock those by completing Living Story Season 2 achievements. Ascended backpacks are obtainable from multiple sources like achievements or collections. It will take some time and effort though. Clever way is upgrading exotic fractal capacitor because you will need it later for achievements and legendary backpack anyway. Fast and cheap way is craft therewith Yakington, Traveler's Tale or Quiver of 1000 Arrows in Mystic Forge. Those two have selectable stats. Unlike rest of gear, not every backpack have available all possible stats combinations, and some like Vipers you can find only on raid or legendary ones. Only reliable way how to get ascended weapons and armor is through crafting. Use some guides like gw2crafts.net to level up your crafting disciplines for low cost. Price difference between stat combos can be huge and majority of ascended recipes cost lots of laurels and gold. Fortunately, you can change stats of weapons and armor in Mystic Forge after you get them for very low price. Instead of loads of gold and laurels, you will spend only few silver on trading posts for cheap recipes like Melcanes or Veratas. This is also a way how to obtain ascended gear on free-to-play accounts who don't have access to laurels. Now let's take a closer look on all of the additional functionality what ascended gear brings on the table. Except few new rings and accessories from raids, are all of them marked as unique. That means you can't, for example, use 2 rings of same name. Fortunately, there are always 2 trinkets with same stats but with different name. They are also different in infusion slots. One is always called offensive and one defensive, and it will determine what type of infusion you can put into it. Offensive infusion have offensive stats like power of precision and defensive toughness, vitality, etc. You can also use much more expensive Omni aka versatile infusions what will fit into both slots, so you can use offensive stats in defensive slots for example. There are also cheap versatile infusions without stats, only with Agony resistance, what will help you progress in fractals even faster. And very expensive ones with both stats and Agony resistance. Different category of infusions are decorative ones what provide only visual effect like bubbles from Super Adventure Box. Some amulets also have third type of slots called utility. You can put there special utility infusion what will boost your experience, magic fine or karma gain. Main purpose of ascended gear is increasing your Agony resistance in the higher fractals. Currently you need for fractal level 100, 150 Agony resistance. Armor, weapons and accessories have only infusion slots, and you can put in cheap, versatile, simple infusion with +5 or +7 Agony resistance. Basic Ascended Backpack can be infused in Mystic Forge. It will add to its separate Agony infusion slot. Rings can be infused and attuned, would give them 2 of those. You can fill them with Agony infusion from drops or trading posts, but be careful, they are different from those you put into offensive and defensive slots. Price rising exponentially with its plus level, so you have to balance lower ones between rings and backpack to avoid bankrupt. If you have +7 versatile infusion in all parts of gear, you will need only 3 +10 and 2 +11 Agony infusion to reach 150 resistance. I've put all related links into description, so definitely check them. That's all I had for today, so if you enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe or leave a comment and stay tuned for next time.